You think your car is fine. It drives smooth, no warning lights, no weird noises. But if your car has a CVT transmission, that smoothness you love is exactly what's hiding a $4,000 problem building underneath you right now. And the worst part, by the time you feel it, it's already too late. Let me guess how this went. You were looking for a reliable, fuel-efficient car, something affordable, something easy to drive. Maybe someone told you, get the Nissan Altima, get the Honda HR-V, get the Subaru Forester. Great on gas, smooth ride, won't break the bank. So you bought it. And honestly, it felt like a smart decision. No rough gear shifts, acceleration feels seamless, highway driving is butter. You thought, this is exactly what I needed. But here's what nobody told you at that dealership. Nobody mentioned the transmission sitting under your hood, the CVT, has a failure rate that has triggered class action lawsuits, factory buybacks, and extended warranty programs for manufacturers who already knew there was a problem. They just didn't tell you. And there's one specific thing that happens inside a CVT that most owners only discover when they're already stranded on the highway or staring at a repair bill that's bigger than what they still owe on the car. I'll show you exactly what that is in a minute. But first, you need to understand what a CVT actually is, because once you understand how it works, you'll immediately understand why it fails. Most people think a CVT is just another type of automatic transmission. It's not. A traditional automatic transmission has gears, fixed physical gears that click into place as you accelerate. You felt it. That slight thump from first to second to third. That's real mechanical engagement. A CVT has no gears at all. Zero. Instead, it uses two cone-shaped pulleys connected by a steel belt or sometimes a chain. As you accelerate, those pulleys squeeze together and apart, constantly changing the ratio between your engine and your wheels. It's one continuous, infinite adjustment. That's why it feels so smooth. There are no gear changes because there are literally no gears. And manufacturers love this idea. Why? Because CVTs are cheaper to build, they're lighter, and they give better fuel economy numbers, which looks great on the sticker in the showroom. So through the 2000s and 2010s, they pushed CVTs into almost everything. Nissan, Subaru, Honda, Mitsubishi, Jeep, Ford, Toyota. Millions of cars sold to millions of people who had no idea what they were actually getting. Here's where it gets real. That steel belt running between two pulleys, it's operating under enormous pressure and heat every single time you drive. And CVT fluid, the lifeblood of this entire system, degrades faster than regular transmission fluid. It breaks down from heat, it gets contaminated, it loses its ability to protect those metal surfaces. Most manufacturers buried the service interval in the manual. Some actually told owners the fluid was lifetime, meaning you never need to change it. That was a lie that cost millions of people thousands of dollars. Because here's what lifetime actually meant. The fluid lasts the lifetime of the transmission, not your car, the transmission, which in many cases meant 80,000 to 100,000 miles, and then it's done. The belt starts to slip, the pulleys wear unevenly, you start to feel a shudder, a hesitation, a strange vibration at low speeds. And most people ignore it. They think it's nothing. Road conditions, a bad tank of gas, a small thing that'll go away. It doesn't go away. It starts small. A slight shudder when you pull away from a stop. A hesitation when you accelerate onto the highway. You notice it, then you don't notice it, then it's back again. You mention it to a mechanic, he drives it, shrugs, says he doesn't feel anything major, maybe suggests a fluid change, maybe doesn't. So you keep driving. Then one morning, the car jerks hard during acceleration. Your RPMs spike, but the car barely moves. It feels like the engine is racing, but the power isn't getting to the wheels. That's belt slippage. And once it starts doing that, the damage is already compounding. The metal shavings from the worn belt and pulleys are now circulating through the fluid, contaminating everything, scoring surfaces that can't be repaired, only replaced. Then comes the day it just stops. No warning light, no dramatic moment. You press the gas and the car crawls. You pull over, it won't move properly anymore. You call a tow truck, and then you get the estimate. CVT replacement, not rebuild, replacement, runs anywhere from $3,500 to $8,000 depending on your car and where you live. On a Nissan Altima, budget $4,000 to $5,000. On a Subaru with a high mileage CVT, you could be looking at $6,000 or more. And here's the brutal truth about that number. If you bought your car used for $9,000 or $10,000, you are now looking at a repair that is half of the value of the car. Do you pay it? Do you walk away? Do you trade it in and take a loss? Every option is painful. And the thing eating at you in that moment, the thing that's going to keep you up at night, is knowing that this didn't have to happen. That if someone had just told you this before you bought that car, or before you let 40,000 miles go by without a fluid change, you might be in a completely different situation right now. That's the regret that hits different. But here's where it gets worse. Most people buying used cars right now have absolutely no idea if the CVT fluid in the car they're looking at has ever been changed. Not once. The previous owner didn't do it, the dealership didn't do it, and there's often no record of it anywhere. Not on Carfax, not in the service history, not anywhere. You could be buying a car with 65,000 miles on it that is 3 months away from CVT failure, and it will drive perfectly on the test drive. Smooth, quiet, responsive, right up until it isn't. Okay, here's what actually protects you. If you already own a CVT car, first, check your mileage. If you're past 40,000 miles and you've never changed your CVT fluid, stop what you're doing and get it done. Don't wait. Don't let anyone tell you it's a lifetime fluid. That advice has destroyed more transmissions than any mechanical flaw ever did. Use OEM fluid or a fluid specifically rated for your transmission. Don't let a quick lube shop throw in generic ATF. That can actually accelerate the damage. Cost to change CVT fluid? Usually $150 to $250. Compare that to $5,000 for a replacement. Second, if you're already feeling shuddering, hesitation, or RPM spikes that don't match your speed, get it diagnosed immediately. Do not keep driving it hoping it gets better. It will not get better. If you're buying a used car with a CVT, ask for full service records. Specifically ask, has the CVT fluid ever been changed? If they don't know, that's your answer. Budget for a CVT fluid change on day one as part of your purchase cost. Have a pre-purchase inspection done by an independent mechanic, not the dealership's mechanic, not the seller's guy, your mechanic, someone with no incentive to hide a problem. And specifically, ask them to check for shuddering under light throttle, check the fluid condition and color, and look for any stored transmission fault codes, even if the check engine light isn't on. Dark, burnt-smelling CVT fluid? Walk away. Milky or cloudy fluid? Coolant contamination. Walk away immediately. Cars to be most cautious about. Nissan has had the most documented CVT failures. Altima, Rogue, Sentra, Versa. Nissan actually extended warranties on multiple models because the failure rate was impossible to ignore. Subaru's CVT issues tend to surface in higher mileage vehicles, particularly the Forester and Outback models from the mid-2010s. Honda's CVT, found in the HR-V and some Fit models, has been more reliable, but still requires proper fluid maintenance. If any of those are on your list, go in with your eyes wide open. Remember I said there's one specific thing that happens inside a CVT that most owners only discover when it's too late? Here it is. The failure almost never announces itself clearly, like an engine problem that throws a check engine light, unlike a brake problem you can feel immediately. CVT degradation hides inside smooth, normal-feeling acceleration, right up until the moment the belt loses grip completely. That's what makes it uniquely dangerous. It doesn't scream at you, it whispers. And by the time you hear it, you've already driven it another 15,000 miles past the point of no return. That's by design. Not intentionally, but structurally. The CVT is designed to mask mechanical variation. That's its entire function, seamless variable power delivery, which means it also masks its own destruction until the very end. Think about the person who bought a clean, low-mileage Nissan Altima 3 years ago. Drove it every day, loved it, no problems. Hit 90,000 miles, started feeling a slight shudder on cold mornings. Ignored it. Hit 95,000 miles, the shudder got worse. Thought maybe it needed a tune-up. At 97,000 miles, the transmission failed completely during morning rush hour. The repair estimate? $4,800. The car's trade-in value at that point? $5,200. That's not a car anymore, that's a trap. Don't be that person. You now know more about CVT transmissions than most car owners ever learn, and more than most salespeople will ever volunteer to tell you. That knowledge is worth real money. Protect it. Use it. CVTs are everywhere right now. They're in affordable cars, family SUVs, commuter vehicles, cars that people buy because they can't afford a big unexpected expense. And that's exactly the cruelty of it. The people who can least afford a $5,000 transmission failure are often the ones driving cars most likely to have one. So before you buy, check the transmission type. Before you drive another mile past 40,000, check that fluid. And before you ignore that shudder one more morning, remember what that smoothness is actually hiding. Most people only understand this after they've already paid for it. Now you understand it before. Don't waste that.